Africa Day, I think it was a day declared by the predecessor organization to the African Union, the Organization of African Union, as Africa's Liberation Day. As you know, because Africa was a continent that suffered both slavery and colonization, and then struggles against colonialism and apartheid. And one of the missions of the OAU was to liberate Africa from slavery, colonialism, and apartheid. So May 25 was in essence declared as Africa Liberation Day. And the idea, I think, that is many people don't know this because of the passing of generations on our continent, and some of us now taking our liberation, independence, and current democratic context for granted. People forget that the continent has a long history of struggles for political emancipation, economic liberation, and also social and cultural emancipation. So it's very, very important going forward that we remember where we have come from and also where we are going. So Africa Day also is a day that seeks to commemorate African unity. It's a project of African unity that has always been ongoing. Many African economies are also turning the corner because of the resource boom, because of new technologies. I mean, Africans are now also have solid financial institutions, banking sectors, and all of that. But also, we still face particular major challenges around infrastructure, power, transport, and communications across the continent. At this rate, we will not reach. We will not have reached it, precisely because we're not in control of our resources, and also through years where Africa went through economic depression and poor management of the economies by Africans themselves, but further exploitation by multinational companies and Western companies, we haven't made the economic progress that we should have made, and we're not benefiting as much as we should. But there is that consciousness and awareness now that we need to use our resources, and not just to export them to Europe as raw materials, and they come back to us as very expensive finished goods. We need what is called beneficiation, diamonds, mining the diamonds, but also making things that add value to diamonds. So I'll say that Africa is in a transition to a better future. And so if we now fast forward to say 20 years from now, I predict that 20 years from now, this trend where you see where their elections are much more free, there's democratic change of government, will be consolidated. It will no longer be a talking point. You won't find the Ivory Coast situation or the Kenya situation or the Zimbabwe situation in 20 years' time. Second, you find that Africans' infrastructure development will be very well developed. There are a number of projects. If you look at the ICTs, information and communication technologies, a lot of sea cables have been laid around the continent to connect the continent to the backbone of global communications. That will be a base. There are many young African entrepreneurs in the banking, financial services sector, in the ICT sector, mobile telephony, all of those, building bridges, building roads, building power stations. You find that the continent actually in 20 years' time will have leaped forward and will be a major force. I mean, it's no accident that Africa, one of a few African countries, South Africa in particular, is now joining the BRICS. A few other African countries, if they shape up and shape up politics, economics, policies, and so on, they can join the BRICS as well. And so I predict, without saying things are going to be easy, a bright future for our continent. And in 20 years' time, we won't be admiring New York, London, and Paris, and Tokyo. We will have our own cities, and our own cities, and our own countrysides, and our own farming communities that we can be proud of.